Morning. Just wanted to talk to you about a couple things, man. I was up actually. I was thinking about information, and it's a very black man. He's a professor, so he's very intelligent, and I love listening to intelligent black conversations when it's dealing with my people and growth. And he said something that really caught my attention because I went through a phase at one time where I was just angry, man. I was just angry, and I was angry at how I had been treated, how I was deceived, how my life was growing up, how I didn't have the freedom I thought I had. Family, friends, like I had got to a point where a lot of stuff bothered me, and it bothered me because I had put my best out there. And life is what it is, man. Just because you are a good-hearted person, don't mean life is not going to hit you with some curveballs. Don't mean that you're not going to have the enemy knocking on your door. And we have to have the courage and the audacity inside to fight back, to fight back to the point where we won't allow those things to mess up our train of thought. Because if it didn't touch us physically, but it messed us up in the inside mentally and spiritually, it affected us. So we have to guard our hearts, man. Now I really understand what it means to guard your heart. And it's okay to be angry, like literally. It's okay for us to be upset at this racism. It's okay for us to be angry at this police brutality, angry at our people dying, angry at our kids dying before their time, angry at the segregation, angry at how they at how they on how they change the narratives and say that that it's all of us that's causing the issue, black man, and we outpopulated, outnumbered tremendously, you know. And then being a black business owner, man, I just seen the hate and the people trying to set snares and certain people just doing things to you just because they don't like to see you doing it. I done had white guys that didn't like the fact that my channel is called Hog on Welding because I don't weld all the time. Well, you need to change your name. Fuck you. I ain't changing my name. You know what I mean? But that's what they tell us. Well, you need to do this. You should do this. See, a white man always want to try to dictate how we live our life. They've been doing that shit since we've been here, you know. And I'm not gonna die with a white man controlling me. It's not going to happen. Like I'm gonna die free. What my piece of land and me help my people and doing what I need to do. But I don't want to be under that control, and I don't want to be under no dictator who is completely biased. Like these jobs we go on. That's why I stress turning trade into a business, especially for my black people, my black natives, African Americans, because I haven't been on a job yet that treated us right. Now, maybe if you was working with your people and it's a team thing, but it's working for the man, like I haven't. Maybe you have, but there's always some BS in the game. Someone wants you under them. Someone wants you to do something that they wasn't willing to do. They make the situations harder for us than they did it's harder for them. I had a guy one time that I didn't know this, but I learned later that he was bragging as a friend of mine. I ain't gonna say he's not a friend of mine, but he's a guy that I knew. And my wife actually worked with his wife as a manager. And he was bragging on how they got the best deal. They got one of these deals in the community, the opportunity to buy this house. And they was the only black couple in that town at the time that got the house. And he was saying how God showed him favor. And I'm listening to his story, and then later I get to thinking about gentrification and the way that they did things. They had this house, but they got a black couple to come in there and stay in. So by the black couple being in the house, the white couple didn't want to come behind them, or it would have cost them to sell the house cheaper. So when it was time for them to sell the house, they gave the black owners, renters, the opportunity first because they know they were going to lose money selling to the white people because it was someone black there before. And I didn't know this, but even D.L. Hughley talked about this when his house situation. And it made me think about it like, man, it's just the way the system is. Like, you think, we are so prone to thinking if we kiss somebody's white ass, they gonna open up a door forever for us. They gonna treat us fairly. Oh, he ain't like that. But as soon as you don't do what they want, you that N word, you that, it's just what it is, man. And that shit made me so fucking angry. Like I couldn't understand it. Like even you put your best foot forward, you got someone bringing you some bullshit, or you even having negative people, white people from from the outside, just that don't like you doing exactly what you're doing and try to make things hard for you because they work in this certain job and they feel you should too. They barely getting by and they feel you should too. You don't need to be smarter than them. You're black. You're an animal. How are you doing better than me? That's how some of them think, man. No BS. It's just what it is. And I realized we have the right to be angry, like, because I was angry. You know what I mean? I was angry at all of that, man. Um, the way things went with my family, my mom passing, to me prematurely. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna share something with you, man. You ever had someone pass that they died prematurely and early, and then you have someone that was living that wasn't the person that they was, but they still living and breathing and moving around. And deep inside, sometimes you wish, like, man, why that person couldn't have left and this person couldn't have stayed. You know, we don't get, why God pick who we pick when it's time for us to leave and go to this next life. But we do have to realize that we're just passing through here, and we do have to set ourselves up the best way we can financially, so that way we can be good for our families. Because as black men, we just face a lot of hate, and we have to protect our kids and our children, our women. Like we have to protect them because they go through a lot, and they willing to sell themselves out for this narrative to be accepted. Like, to me, I think that's what Dr. King made his error at, as far as one trying to get us to be accepted with the white race versus us building our own businesses and just doing our own thing. Because now we are weak. Like everybody depend on somebody. It's a lot of black money out here that's independent. But then some of them been burned and trying to help our people that they like, you know what, I ain't doing that. Nah, I'm just gonna stay over here in my little acres and do my thing. But every time I try to go out here and help them, some stuff happen. But I think, like, like Malcolm X said, it's by all means, man, all of our people, it's not gonna be on our side. All of our people has, they sold out for a check, or they sold out to protect the masters, and that's what it was. Even on the plantation days, you had revolts on the plantation, and these slaves trying to leave and killing some of the people that was guarding them, and some slaves got mad and tried to fight them back. No, don't kill master, I'm gonna help John. No, don't do that. Where you going? You need to stay here. We're always gonna have our own people, man, want to hold us back and want to keep us under, because they feel like that's the way to do it. They've been oppressed, and they feel like as long as they getting that white hand patting them on the back, or that white check in the mail or in direct deposit, that they don't want to say nothing to offend that check, to keep that check from coming in. Just look at some of the celebrities now, man. The shit just make you angry when you hear what they say. Like, you can tell that what they're really saying is they just trying to defend the check. I don't want to be too black, because my white people that I'm getting this check from might say, we don't want you no more. Besides him getting the check and building his own businesses, he's still cooning for the man. Sit your ass down. Man, that shit right there pissed me off, bro. I swear. They'll coon like a motherfucker, but then when it's time to stand for a cause, they want to say, well, don't forget that all lives do matter. Shut the fuck up, man. We know all lives matter, but right now we talking about black lives, because they haven't mattered since we've been on this soil of America. Facts. They didn't kill more. And you know what's so crazy? They throw up this stuff about the riots, and they throw up this stuff about, oh, this and this, and I'm mad about this building, but they don't. You don't remember, they ain't been too long ago where they burnt our black bodies, and brought their families out to watch it, to smell it, to laugh, to drink while they was doing it, making examples, to make the other blacks fear. Watch this. You see what we did to him, don't you? We'll do this to your house and your family and their family. And that's how they scared us, man. That's how they scared us to sell our own people out, to set our own people up. And that should make you angry, man. As a black man, as a black welder, as a black independent educator, you like, you know, you tend to see what it is. Even when you put your best foot forward, like you see that, you see the racism, man. You see the hate, and sometimes it can be like so thick. It's like coming to the South to a real humid place. It's like you can cut it with a butter knife. You know what I mean? Like it's like damn, and it's just what it is, man. And me being here, I see it holding conversations with certain guys. Certain people don't agree with me giving out the information that I'm giving. Don't agree with me uh, being a black man talking about welding and then talking about being pro-black. They don't like that. You know what I mean? Like some people just, I got white white girls and men that just don't like the fact that I'm giving out information about how to set my people free using a white trade, and they feel like I need to do it this way or I was taught this way. Well, evidently you ain't taught it the right way because you steady kissing the ass on the job. You don't have a business yet. You haven't pushed yourself. You got comfortable. See, some people get comfortable and they're mad at you because you pushing forward your dream or you just trying to figure it out. Like literally, that's all we doing, just trying to figure it out. Like what direction I really need to go in. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, black man. It's okay to be angry. Just send not. Don't do them like they did us. You know what I mean? If a person come to you with some BS, defend yourself. Yes, I don't believe in no turn no other cheek. If you ask me, they put that in there. You know what I'm saying? The whole Bible talk about war and talk about going to one land, taking one land. This is how you got to go in. We want you to go in, kill all the people, take the women to yourself, get the jury, and then they tell us once we wake up out of slavery, oh, get this, turn the other cheek, don't get mad at us, don't do no revolt, don't kill all us. No, get the fuck out of here. The slave Bible, man. I believe that God is real. And I believe that the Bible isn't called the Bible, but it's, basically our history book. It's another name. I think that's the name they gave it. And when they twisted and added some things in there to manipulate the people, if you ask me. And us as African Americans, we have bit into that, man, and we bit into it so strongly that I think that we have became so naive to the truth, so naive to what's really going on in life. Like, you know, we tend to like dumb down or we'll say, oh, it's not like that. Oh, it's not that bad when it really is. Like we see it in situations with this death with George Floyd and the females died and the guy that was running and Trayvon and countless other black men and women who have faced senseless, horrific, violent deaths about white men in America. You know, we just tired, man. People tired, like tired of that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like we just tired of it. And it's okay to be angry. You know, I like this term that says be angry and sin not. I get it. I understand what that means. It's like I can be angry with you to stand up and protest that I don't want my people to be in situations whether or not they are not prospering or they are not really being enlightened on what's really going on. I just don't want to stand by and not do anything, do my part. And I feel like, me being an educator and a business owner, my goal is to get myself like things is not like I want them to be completely, but when I look back on where I came from, I can't number do but salute, you know what I mean? Things have been hard, like I had a hard life. And and I'm blessed to still look young because I had certain people tell me, man, you look this old, or this and this. I'm like, man, that's a blessing, because my beard is great. Hog on, bro. Same thing to you this morning, hog on. And it just made me think about the fact that, you know, we got to go through something. And we're going to go through things. And when you go through things, you can't allow them. I want to say this clearly. Don't allow what you go through to make you bitter, but allow it to make you better. Bitterness can easily sleep in, man. It's kind of like a spider. Spiders in the Old Testament, they say a spider can be in the poorhouse and it can be in the castle. It gets in. And to me, that's like bitterness, man. It can creep in on you and you don't even know you got it. And being bitter towards the person that did certain things to you is only going to keep you back. Yeah, brother, I get it. And it's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay because I faced that. You know what I mean? I'm expressing mine because I've been there. And I think that the main thing that I had to do was just come to peace that life is what it is and that God is still going to use me in the way He's going to use me. And I guess got to just let that go. I got to let that bitterness go. Yeah, they did, but I'm not turning the other cheek. Don't get me wrong. I'm just letting it go. You know, I say let go and let God let go if it ain't gonna let you do better. You know what I mean? So I'm not holding on to this bitterness, but I'm standing on something. So I'm not gonna allow you to treat me any type of way, but then I'm gonna respect you, in return. I give respect and then I take it once it's not uh, returned to me. I'm gonna give it to you anyway. Every man deserve it, regardless if you know me or not. I'm gonna give it to you. Then once you get disrespectful or you get, unease with me, I'm gonna let you know I can go the same way. You know what I mean? But I feel like as black man, we face a lot of stuff, man. We face a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what, us not being educated right, that causes a lot of issues because, you know, we grow up misguided information that we are given from our family members, and we think like, okay, this is the truth. And then once we embrace it, it hurts us because we realize that, damn, did they mean a lie to us? Why did they just lie to us like this? But then you think about it, they didn't mean a lie. They just passing down that information that was given to them because when it was given to them, it was valuable. Good morning. Good morning. Let me see what you said. I missed it, so I'm gonna have to figure out. Normally the all right, there you go. Yeah, it is. It's sad, man. Um, I know it's riots going on in St. Louis, and that's where the roots of my family is too. My mom roots migrated to St. Louis, so I got a lot of respect for St. Louis. Actually, I respect the St. Louis so much that I even went up there, made an extra trip just to get my gold out of St. Louis because that's what my mom and my grandparents, they went to St. Louis and they was like, yeah, this is, we left the South and St. Louis was a milestone for my people. It was like, even though we wasn't in the country no more, but we still was, we was in the city, but it was better than the South and the cotton fields for damn sure. You know what I mean? My mom, I don't know exactly. My aunt name is damn, she just passed. Um, Savannah, my aunt Savannah, that was in St. Louis. She passed there I think a year or so ago. My aunt Dorothy, they stayed in I mean, my aunt Bobby, they stayed in contact real tough, and I talked to her to check on her. But two of her sons died. One of them died in a car accident, and the other one died in a violent death in St. Louis. Somebody actually, he was deep into the street life, into the drugs. He was ex-military, and someone ended up blowing him and his family up. He went outside. My cousin, he went outside to crank his car up, and I think his son was in there with him and his wife, and it blew up. So that should let you know how deep he was in it. And this was in St. Louis. So, like I said, we just have to protect ourselves, man. We have to protect our people. And now I think the time is to be real wise because you got people that's just doing stuff for no reason. Like they just hateful. You know what I mean? You got to watch some of these people because they just hateful for no reason. You know what I mean? They just hate you for no reason. Like I can't tell you the hatred or the stares I have got just because I'm doing what I'm doing. Sometimes they don't like the fact that they see us doing something that they haven't figured out yet, especially if they not doing better. So it seems like you get more naive thinking and more prejudiced remarks from poor whites than you do even from the rich. Even the rich have a little bit more understanding than the poor whites. They completely like they'll act them the ones that are gang together and burn your house down. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of the mobs and things that was done in the South during the past days was poor whites. Coming to neighborhoods of blacks that was doing okay for themselves and getting, doing their own thing. They'll come and tear it down, burn it up, make them do it again because they didn't like the success. Well, why are they living better than me? It's a cold world, people. It's a cold world out here, but it's okay to be angry and sin not. I think now we should be angry. We should be angry enough to change. What you say, bro? Yes, bro. Appreciate it. Yes. I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. So I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was raised in Southeast Arkansas and in Denver. So I was raised in McGee, Arkansas City, Reed, and I was raised in Denver and Montbellows. So my hood in Denver was Montbellows, and I traveled a lot. I've been around, but yes, I'm from Arkansas. Uh, and you know what's so crazy about being there? I seen the I seen the KKK. I witnessed them. The the people in the yard burning the crosses. Where my grandfather was from in Arkansas City. Like I witnessed, I seen the hate. You know, and I don't know if I talked about this before, but I consider myself one of the last generation that actually touched the cotton field from down there because I chop cotton. Like I grew up, I'm 40 years old and I chop cotton. I know that's probably unbelievable, but I grew up, thought it was the right thing to do. That's how I got my money for school clothes. We'll jump on the back of the truck with a guy and an old lady. She'll take us out there. We'll go out there and chop cotton during the summer times and get our money up for school. And me and some of the twins and some of my partners, that's how we got our money. Like we hustled like that. Like we thought it was okay. Fuck it, we'll go out and get this money. What else can we do? We'll sit around and mess off. But we was out there working. You know what I mean? Chopping cotton. I remember helping my mom pay the bills. And she'll give me, whatever I make, she'll give majority of it to me get school clothes and the rest of it to go to something else. Working too well for me. Oh yeah. But see, that's the thing because they don't like the fact that we use the information that they charging someone for ridiculous prices and putting people in a hole, and we using the information to um, and giving free game or giving game out what we can be able to help and increase our people. You know what I mean? See, the deal is we're willing to spend money going to colleges. We're willing to go broke. We're willing to go in debt. We willing to go in debt just to look good, with a vehicle. So I think when our people have a product or a service, we should most definitely invest in them. And yes, it's going to be sometimes it'll be a little bit more expensive, or it might be a little complicated on the process because they make us do things harder. So still shop with your black banks if you got some. Still shop with your people, man. They made the system harder for us. And sure, don't get me wrong. Some of our people do make it complicated. I don't like to shop with nobody that make me feel like I owe them something. Nobody. Don't make me feel like I owe you something. I'm just coming here to shop some money with you. You know what I mean? So some people are. We need to work on our attitudes. We need to work on feeling that someone owes you, or just because some people get angry because they just feel just because I'm black, you should spend your money with me. But I'm not going to spend my money with no asshole. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. I think the West is more bolder. You think of the West as being the Wild Wild West. That's what it is. Like me being out there and experiencing it and seeing certain things, I thought no bullshit. I don't know. I was naive or something, man. But I left Arkansas. I went to Colorado, and I seen some. It's there too, but it's different. It was more laid back. I ain't gonna lie. The racism was more potent in Phoenix than it was in Denver. I ain't gonna bull. That's what I face. It was like out there, man. It's just Wild West. You know what I mean? Like I had some real racist shit happen to me. You know what I mean? Some hateful shit. You know what I mean? But needless to say, you live when you learn. But I thought me coming to Phoenix, big city, 4 or 5 million people, surely I can get in, and it ain't gonna be like it was in that little town. And it wasn't. There was a lot of benefits, but there was a lot of things that held me back because a lot of people wasn't used to seeing me. See, I come. with a different approach. You see me, beard, gold teeth, I can weld, like the way I carry myself. Like I know what I'm doing. I know how to hold a conversation. I know how to talk about my business. And they wasn't prepared for that. Like literally, like I done had some. I like to tell my cousin. I told my cousin, I said, bro, if they ain't looking at my ass like I'm Django riding on this damn horse, on this welding machine, because I got a welder riding on, in a truck with horsepower. I'm like Django on a horse. They looking at me like, who the hell this nigga think he is? Niggas don't ride horses around here. What they say, even a Django movie, they don't ride horses around here. He said, "What mine do? Mine's free. You know what I'm saying? He can do whatever he want to do." And you know what thing I learned? We always have that camaraderie. You know what I mean? We always have that camaraderie where you're gonna have you that one or two good white friends. Like white people are good people, man. Not all of them are bad. Not all Asians are bad. Not all natives are bad. People got their own here and there. You know what I mean? But I think that it's going to be someone white that's going to have to help stand with us to help us make a change to really make it effective. Just like to me, I think God is amazing, man. I mean, I'm gonna tell you why I feel He is with this situation with this pandemic because all of this stuff happened to our people. It's been drowned out, and just so happened the country going to shut down. People get chance to stay at home and work on some things or stir crazy or catch up on some projects they've been pushing off. And then now you got these violent deaths. One particular, George Floyd, where you watched and you witnessed his last breath. You witnessed him cry out to his mom because he was being treated unjustly and he died in front of you. And that touched some people hard to say, hey, this shit is real out here. You witnessed that. And I think it wouldn't have been as strong if most people wouldn't have been at home to witness it. Most people wouldn't have been and not moving so fast with their daily life and going through things. I don't think it would have hit as hard. But by it being where we was down and people had times to play in their phone, times to do other things, times to read, learn, or whatever, it hit them hard. And I remember there's an old scripture that says, "Peace, be still. Peace, be still." Yes, it's facts. And when you still, it's when you get the most from. It's like that's when God talked to you and say, "Peace, be still." And I think that He's spoken. He whispered into the hearts of America. The hearts of not only our people but the people that oppressed us, their generations, their kids that didn't have nothing to do with it, but they still benefiting off of white slavery. It hit them. They like, damn, I am still benefiting off of this, and they going through this. This shit ain't right. You know what I mean? Like to anyone that's just got a piece of a heart inside, just piece. If you just a quarter of a human, you would know that the shit that's going on with Black lives is real. Like it's not pretend. It's not. Oh, that you need to forget about that. They want us to forget about everything that had to do with our oppression, but want us to remember everything they got to do with theirs. They talked about how Hitler did them wrong, and then if you think about how Hitler did the Jews, hell, he was lenient to them compared to how white America did to black people. Look what they did to us. He didn't tell them, y'all got to be stupid. Y'all need to read. Y'all need to do this. He killed them. He did things, but he didn't keep them from learning. The American people didn't even want us to learn. Now they sit there and mock our people that can't speak right, and they still got dialects from the South, or they still speak a little fun because that's how we was raised not to do that. And some people say, forget, I don't need that. This is how we talk. This is our language now. So we get around some Geechee people from the South, and like they talk a little different. Woo, woo. But that's our people. You see what I'm saying? But we got to create our own. But they say we dumb. Oh, they slow. But they created it. Ain't this crazy? You'll make something to mock it. It's like God making us so He can sit back, Him and the angels can laugh. He make us look all retarded. Give him 4 eyes instead of two. Put the eye over here. Don't you look retarded? It's His creation. How you gonna mock your creation? The white man, white America created the black man to be in the position that he's in today. And then they sit back and mock us. Like they designed this for our families to be oppressed, for our people to always provide a job and an opportunity for theirs, for us to always work for them in the prison systems, you know, the new modern daily slavery times 10. Man, it's crazy, man. But I just want to repeat that saying, man, be angry and sin not. As a black welder, man, you know, I feel like someone had to jump on the gun line and give y'all the truth. I'm not gonna tell you to go kiss nobody ass. I'm not gonna tell you that you got to use the man. I feel like we can build our own. And we got to lock shoulders with people, lock arms with everybody, but we can do our own thing. Like I think most people be afraid of speaking their mind and speaking the truth because they feel like that check is gonna get took away from them. That white check. Oh man, I can't say this or that because they might snatch that check from me. Man, we just so caught up in that, man. But you know what? If you have ever been alone and you have made it out the mud, that's why that hog stand. That's why this hog means so much. Hog on because we're not domestic, man, and we got to remember that. You know what I mean? And that's why I stress it. Hog on, because we have been made to think that we're domestic. Like they have domesticated the black people. That we feel like, oh, we got to do things their way. We feel people, we grinders, but they have made us, like a cat. They didn't tuck the they didn't tuck up they didn't tuck our claws out. We can't even claw nothing no more. We domesticated. We don't want to get violent at all. Like they didn't took all the violence. You can't even be violent if you thought about it. But it's not that's crazy, man. It's like that's what the system is like, and some things you just got to laugh at, man, because once you get to thinking about it, you know, it's better to laugh about it than to cry about it. You know what I mean? But it's a, it's most definitely we have reasons to be angry as a black people. We have reasons. We have a legit reason to be mad, and I love the scripture when Christ says, "Be angry and sin not." When he went inside the synagogue and he threw the tables and he did this and told them to get out of here. This ain't the place for this. Then nobody say, "Hey man, you can't do that. God won't do that." Nah, there's a place and time for everything. You know, I think that Christianity was used also as a weapon against black people. Not only just fresh out of slavery, that's the first thing that they gave you. They gave us after whipping us and beating us and doing all these things, and they said we couldn't read, we couldn't learn, and then they would give us a constructed book that they constructed and said, "Hey, read this is what this means. You need to forgive this person, forgive your masters, those who did you wrong and treated you bad." Isn't that ironic? You'll get out of freedom, but that's the first thing that preach to you. You know, some things, man. I think that we allow our good hearts because we have good hearts. We're God's people. I believe we are truly God's people because we have good hearts. We don't want to hate anyone. We don't want to do nobody wrong. That's why just think about it, man. How many serial crazed killers do you know that's African American that just went out and cut people head off and ate them and fed them to somebody? This just did none. Not probably a couple that's been influenced by, but our hearts are different, man. We ain't made like that. Yes, believers, facts. And you know what's so funny about it is because I like to use the scriptures when I talk to certain people because they assume that I don't know them, but I actually have read the Bible from the beginning to the end, and from the end to the beginning, literally. And I read it with a concordance because I wanted to know myself. I don't read it like that now, but I still can go back and reference things and find what I need. But I still read the Bible though, you know what I mean? But I read it from the beginning to the end, from the end to the beginning, because I really wanted to get the concept. I wanted to understand. I wanted to see what was in it. And God touched me in certain ways and certain things I didn't get. But later I got the big picture, you know what I mean? that we got to seek God. We got to seek Him for ourselves, and once He make Himself real to us, you know, it's an individual thing. Everybody got their own faith, or not. Everybody don't believe. So that's why I don't come on here and I don't preach politics because I believe that politics exists, but I'm not no politician. I'm not most definitely not no Democrat. And if I was gonna be something, I like the Republicans, but then I don't like everything they do. But I know that they was the reason that we end up being free. So it's some things you just got to look at. But I'm not. You think about the liberals, you think everybody got their place. I won't accept a title. You know what I mean? But I just look at the person. That's how I look at it. I do my homework on the person, and I vote for the person or support the person and not just the title. It ain't about the title to me. And I don't know where us black people getting to think that the Democrats are for us. They ain't never been for us. Do some homework. Some reason black people rally around like Democrats is the truth, and Republicans is the devil, and that's what they want to. That's what they want us to think. Yeah, yeah. I'm in a new spot now, man. I left Phoenix. I'm in OKC now, so I'm now getting established in Oklahoma City. So things has been, like I said, it's been a little slow, but the ball is now starting to pick up. I really feel like I'm gonna be able to do good things here because I'm gonna do something that haven't been done. Even though that might be a little harder in certain ways, but it's gonna be easier too because of my approach. Because of the way I'm going to do it. I'm not gonna go and ask for permission to do anything. I'm just gonna do it. Salute to you too, brother. Salute. Good morning. Good morning. Um, like I say, I really feel like this is gonna be a good city for me due to the environment, the cost of living, the price of things, the price of land. I'm looking for commercial land. I actually want to buy my commercial property before I buy my home property or my compound or whatnot, because that's what I want to have. Kind of like a ranch. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna have just a ranch, but I want to have something where it pays for itself and the land and my people can stay on there. My family, I want to have spots. You know what I mean? But I know it takes time. We got to build from somewhere. So I'm yeah, good night, man. Like I say, it's actually I don't know what time it is right now. It's early. I wake up early. Man, not yet. No, my garden. I honestly, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I haven't even touched it. I have bought my seeds though, but I've been focused on trying to get these jobs in. That it's hard for me. To me, my garden is gonna be a stress reliever too, but it's gonna be a something leisure. I want to do once I get the ball rolling, but it's hard for me to focus on different things I like to do as a passion for fun, really, when my business ain't right. So I'm focused on getting things going, getting jobs, getting things stable, getting my products up and going. Um, I got, like I said, a big thing of mine. I'm gonna have to find a location. I'm gonna have to find a location to put my products. I'm looking to buy a shipping container and build it into my first storefront in school, and then I want to expand it. You know what I mean? But I got to start from somewhere, and I got to have a location. Location is everywhere, is everything. So I'm gonna look. I'm looking for that right now. Honestly, I want to say this, man, because I really get the value of it to own how you make your money and rent where you lay your head. That's very valuable. It's a concept that probably seems unorthodox, but you should do a little research on it. Most of the wealthy millionaires, billionaires that I follow to just gain some sense of financial literacy. That's one thing that they stress on to break that rule. Maybe back in the 50s, 60s, it was cool to try to own one. Now you want to own your business and you be able to go when you want to. You don't want to get tied down when you can't jump up and go. If you leasing for a year or two, you can do what you got to do and you can move around. Or you make it where it's multiple doors where you're not just paying just for that place. You having someone actually pay your rent too. Where if you got a place that got multi doors, or a duplex property, you know. But my goal is to own how I make money, and the laying your head is the easy part. You know what I mean? To me personally, after living in the RV life, and I sold my RV. After living in it, it just gave me some truth that I know I can go anywhere and survive. You know, and I really enjoyed the RV life. But if I ever get another one, I know which one I want to get. You know, as far as how I want to travel or whatnot. I really do enjoy pulling up, even when I want to. But by me having two little kids now that I got to finish school, my son is actually 8, about to be 9. My daughter 13. My goal is after I get them out the way, I probably go do some more stuff. You know what I mean? Um, Jump back on the road. But I'm most definitely gonna travel a lot anyway. Regardless of me being here, my goal is to travel to certain cities and visit my people, like doing seminars. I really want to get the seminars off the ground where I can come to different cities that people that want me to come and talk to my people and give them some of my insight and show them how to turn a trade into a business. That's really what I want to do. I want to travel, go here, there, talk to people, uh, build my products, be free. Because to me, traveling and that's life to me. I want to live. That's really living. Being able to just jump up and say, "Hey, let's go to Jamaica. Hey, let's go to so and so state. Let's go check this out tomorrow," and just go. Money is for the security and the peace of knowing you got everything that you need. But money don't give you happiness. You know what I mean? To me, my happiness comes from living and helping others and doing what I like to do, my passion. Yeah, there's not a lot of black welders, man. We are new to the game, but there's there's a lot of us out there. But then, even though a lot of us that's out there, some of us I consider what I call gray welders. They black, but they really gray because they kind of sold out to be white. They talk white, hold their butt tight, and all type of shit. Honestly, that's all on the person. Don't look at the skill as a time frame situation. Look at it as what you need to learn. Um, what can you achieve in that time? So don't get caught up with the numbers of, oh, it's gonna take this much. What if I learn? Because you can go to school for 3, 4 years and not get shit out of it. How many people with degrees that did all that time and I ain't even using the degree or getting less than that and still in debt paying for the degree. So I would say, on the job training is good. Getting tutors is good. Finding the right school or finding the right program. They got certain ones that you can just go pay for what you want. Like say, hey, I just want to learn combination welding, or I just want to learn structural welding, or pipe welding only, or hey, I want to learn how to read prints. And I think it's valuable to learn how to read prints too. Yeah, it happens. I know I got friends of mine with degrees and doing things that they ain't, they could be doing a lot better, or they in a situation where they doing okay, but they got to kiss a lot of ass. And they tell me all the time, man, I wish I could do something else, man. It seems like I always got to just duck my tail, man. These folks be, I don't want to, I don't want to put myself in an oppressed situation. You know what I mean? Like, why go to school? Why go to college so I can be in debt and work for someone else? It's not that some shit. How the fuck did they deceive us like that? We're gonna pay for some education to work for someone else. I'm gonna pay you to be a slave. Pretty much, I'm gonna pay you to work for you and let you talk to me bad and do your rules at the job and off the job. Man, I have a short fuse for it too. Like, I just nip it in the bud. Like, you come to me with some bullshit, I'm gonna greet you. I'm gonna respond with some bullshit. You greet me right, I'm gonna greet you right. But if you come to me wrong, I'm gonna respond to you how you respond to me. That's how I do it. You know what I mean? But some people you just gotta look over. Like, it gets stupid sometimes. So sometimes I just look over and don't even pay no attention to some of the things I have heard them say and say to me. I just know it's ignorance. Some things that we see dealing with our people out here, we just know it's ignorance, man. They just being ignorant. We just got to look over them. Like you have certain rallies now with the rallies going on, and you got people coming up with rebel flags and people coming up trying to provoke the protest. It's just, you wonder, like, the devil is always on his job. That's for sure. He's busy, boy. Woo, he is busy out here. He is real busy. Yeah. I remember, I'm gonna tell you something. I did a job right before I left Phoenix. I was putting up two handrails at this nice condo housing unit. It was like a rich area. And this guy came out there, man. I'm welding, and I see someone shout at me, but they never said anything. So I'm steady doing what I'm doing, and then I can see they steady doing it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, this dude right here must be on some bullshit. Oh yeah. I said this dude must be on some bullshit. So I didn't say nothing. I just kept going. When I got done, I looked up. He was like, "So what is this? What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do it look like I'm doing?" He's like, "Are you gonna get this up?" I'm like, "Damn, don't you see me still working? I still got to clean this up." When like he asking me, "Am I gonna sweep the piece of concrete while I'm still sitting there doing the welding, working on it?" You see what I'm saying? I'm like, "Don't you see me sitting here working?" You know what I mean? So the guy kind of said something loose, and I just looked at him. I said, "Say, man, I put my pants on like you. You gonna talk to me like a man, point blank, period, or get the fuck out my face." And I grabbed my shit and walked to my truck to the other, because I had two handrails to do. I just went to the other one, just left his ass there, finished doing what I'm doing. Then he gonna come down there. Maybe we got off on the wrong foot. Nah, you got off on the wrong foot. You came to me wrong. You remember that. Then he gonna say, "Well, I'm not gonna tell your boss." I said, "My boss? I ain't got no fucking boss." I said, "You go tell your boss." I said, "Evidently, your boss is the reason you come to me acting sideways. You come to me with an attitude." I said, "I don't have no boss, so I don't have to treat people beneath me." And he just looked at me. "Well, it ain't like that." I said, "Well, you know what? Don't have to apologize to me. You want to apologize." I said, "Nah." I told him just like this. The only person you need to apologize to is God. Because he seen what you just did. That's who gonna judge you, not me. And walked off from his ass. Fuck you, dude. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time for that bullshit. You know what I mean? And I remember the contractor that sent me out there told me later, "Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you to look out for that guy. Don't you think you need to warn me about some of these pricks before you just send me out here to go help them?" You know what I mean? But the guy was like, "Man, I'm glad you did that, man. He needed that." But see, he was too afraid to do it. He'll let the guy talk whatever he wants because he want the contract. He want the check. Listen, fuck the contract. Fuck the check. You're not finna dehumanize me. You're not finna treat me beneath who I am for no money. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If something is wrong, we can talk about it. We can fix it. But if your voice is a certain amount of decibels when you greet me, you better believe mine's gonna ride just a little higher. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be ready to go on whatever situation need to be done. Cause I can't keep it. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I'm an iron worker welder, so I done had plenty of situations that I haven't posted or put in the archives. Hell, I done got into a couple fights on jobs, even in Phoenix, where a couple of white guys got beside themselves and they see me with glasses and I'm a little small. They think like, "Oh, I'm gonna talk to him bad." Yeah, I did a lot of jobs in Scottsdale. They gonna look at me bad. It was in Scottsdale, actually, where the owner was that I had to check actually, and the guy looked at me, you know what I mean. And I said, "Hey, come over here in the staircase, bro. We can handle this like man and go right back to work." He bring his ass around trying to be tough. He get left right in that staircase, and I go right back to work. What's so and so? He over there, you know what I'm saying? Coming back. Uh, Nah, don't go telling. And the boss, someone when I was on a certain job and I was working, it was like, whoever win, lose, or draw, you even if you lose, you can quit or you can get back on the job. If it was your fault, you was talking shit. But yeah, man, I've been in a situation like that several times because I'm not scared to uh to put on no gloves. You know what I mean? Like in no situation. So if you feel like that it gets to the point where you want to get physical, hey, we can get physical. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we can do that too and go right back to work. You know what I mean? So I've been there. You know what I mean? I done had to do that towards several of them. You know what I mean? Because I don't take that like you're not finna talk to me crazy at all. Like I don't do that shit. Like and white boys, I'm gonna keep it real. They got it bad on jobs where they love to talk to you crazy. They love to talk to you like you one of their spouses or something, their kids or something. Like, well, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what I'm saying? And I had been on jobs where I see two. I remember one time these black guy called me in Phoenix. A black guy actually that I tried to network with, but evidently he was intimidated by my hustle because he wouldn't reach out. He wouldn't network with me. He'll say, "Oh man," I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to get it." And then once he really seen how I'm winning, he just stepped back, he eased off, because we wasn't the same. I'm a go getter, and evidently, he was a person that he was willing to just take them jobs. He would brag, "Oh, I gotta make at least $26 an hour." They called him niggas and all type of shit. He got to kiss ass, be quiet. I can't mess that check up, man. Get your bitch ass out the way. You know what I mean? That shit, bro. I can't stand no coon ass dude, bro. I swear I can't stand that coon ass shit. I ain't with that. I'm not with that coonery shit. I'm not gonna joke, laugh, dance for nobody. None of that shit. If I don't feel it, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? And people will say what they want to say, that oh, I'm pro black, I'm down. But then when it comes to that check, you gonna see. Like, I have had many of them. Due to my approach and how I stand, man, it's gonna mess my money up, man. I can't tell him no, man. But you know what? I didn't even have some on jobs. I had to check this out. I had a one I was actually passing through. I did it just so I can get some money because I was in my downtime. So I worked at this job for about a month in Phoenix just to get some money, easy money though. But this fucking foreman there, man, was a trip. Like, he was young, he didn't know how to fucking lead, and I could tell that shit was irritating the shit out of me with how he was trying to deal with me and this Mexican guy that been there for a while, that's been there longer than him. He didn't have no fucking balls, like, so I had to check him and tell him, "No, hey man, this ain't your role. You don't need to be no leader. You a fucking follower. You know what I mean? You don't know how to lead the people." And I told him that in front of everybody. And the main owner, well, the dude that hired me, said it in the office, and he want to try to get loud. "Oh, Joe," I said, "Hold up. I listen to you, but watch your voice now. He came to me wrong. You should have talked to him." And he's like, "Yeah, you right, you right. So you gonna hire me?" Because I was hired to be the next foreman. But the guy that was foreman over me didn't know that. So he was trying to treat me like a piece of shit. And I wasn't going, I'm making more money than his ass is. I know it. Because the dude told me, "Don't tell nobody what you're making." They always tell me that because I'm not going to be on no job, not making what I'm supposed to be making. Hell, I had a black dude sitting there bragging to me, "Oh man, I've been here 3 years now. I'm finally making 17." I said, "Huh? And you doing what?" I walked through the door making a dub 21. And I'm just passing through helping. And he bragging. They don't care about us, man. And then he was the same one to the black guy. He was one that said, "Man, don't talk too loud to him. Don't check him, man. This probably mess up our money." Slave mentality, bro. Slave mentality. Like I say, didn't want to deal with me because didn't want to deal with me because I'm a fully black man that's independent and I'm willing to speak my mind. Like, I felt like I was like a threat to them. A lot of them was like, "No, we don't need this." And then, like I say, another one I tried to reach out to, he tried to play me like if I was stupid. Like, "I'm no use, like I know the jobs he's doing and what they paying him, what he doing." And then when I try to reach him out to network with me, all he want to try to do is throw it. "Well, I got to get this." I said, "Bro, being a businessman and doing that, it ain't gonna happen. It's different pay, but we gonna get money though. It's gonna be consistent." Then after he started seeing that I was winning, he steady followed me. He seen that, damn, I should have fucked with this dude, and he reached out to me a few times. And a few times I actually was going to do something, and then something came up, but it was meant to be. I didn't ever end up working with the guy, but like I say, I reached out, and then once he seen the situation, it was too late. I was like, "Man, fuck it." I was doing my own thing then. But some people, man, get intimidated by us because, especially black men, that's not willing to, we're not willing to kiss nobody ass, or we willing to stand on something. Like, we're not gonna let nobody talk to us bad at all. Like, a lot of black people, African Americans, that got jobs and get checks, they don't like us around. They consider us to be that wild dude. "Oh, he's wild." Now, we're not being wild. We do our job, and we good at doing our job. They even see it like, "Damn, dude just did that." We just ain't with kissing nobody ass. But we threaten their jobs because they feel like, "Oh man, I gotta do this to so and so, man. He ain't on." And that's why I'm not with having no job. I worked for, my last job. I did a small contract in Phoenix with with the docks, and that was a small little contract. And that guy actually was pretty cool. I did that contract for, and I only did it for a week. I did, and I actually passed the contract down to another white welder who just so happened to reach out to him and say, "Hey man, you got something?" He was hungry, so I looked out for him. Sadly to say, it wasn't no black man I could give it to, because I would have loved to pass that down to one of my brothers, but won't none of them fuck with me, bro. Like literally, like I reach out and try to call them. They, one time, hey man, what's up, man? Let's get together. They don't do none of that. On the gram, like they like to be on the gram and act like, oh, it's black this. Oh yeah, who? But they intimidated by the dude like me. Like they ain't, when you got someone that said they really want to be there, but then they really don't, I stand on my blackness. Like I would die for what I stand on. You know what I mean? Like if me and you are standing together and we get in some more pressure, you better believe I'm gonna ride with you. I'm gonna die with you. If your blood is in the streets, you better believe mine is too. That's the type of dude I am. And once you get around me, and you get around people of like my character, of my cloth, don't like to be around us because we're gonna expose you. If you fake and you saying you something and you really ain't, if you get around people like me, then you're gonna get exposed. So you don't want to be around us. You be like, nah, I'm gonna shun him. You'll talk to us from a distance every now and then because being around someone that's really real, they're gonna expose your fakeness. Not because we just looking at you like I'm trying to, oh, you fake. Nah, no, we gonna do none of that. We just gonna be real. And when realness is in the presence of someone that's not assured themselves or they not real, it instantly throws a red flag. You know what I'm saying? You know that was a foul. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. So being real and being conscious for my people, really conscious for my people and my children, like it calls me to do what I'm doing now, standing alone, talking to you. You know what I mean? But that's cool though because that's part of it. Like that's part of the sacrifice of being a leader, of having something that's a value you got to give to someone else. It's not you're not always going to have somebody patting you on the back. You know what I mean? Everybody is not going to agree with you. Everybody is not going to walk with you. But then again, like I said at the beginning of this video, it's okay for us to be angry and sin not. You know what I mean? So watch what's going on around you, even though some of our closest brothers, just keep this in mind before I leave. I want to say something about Harriman Tubman and Malcolm X. Malcolm X said, by all means necessary. And now his speech that he had, if you go check out his last speech, like it's more potent, it's more real now than ever. Like it's by all means necessary, and it's not about being violent to hurt nobody. To oh, we want to hate you. Nah, it's about all means necessary. We got to survive. We got to stand. We got to have our own businesses, services, products. By all means necessary. It's just what it's about. And Harriman Tubman did something that a lot of people probably didn't know. But just if you didn't know history, so if you did know this, then I'm just going to repeat it again. But for those who don't know, Harriman Tubman had to kill her husband. And she didn't kill her husband because she wanted to kill her husband. Nah, she loved her husband. But her husband wanted to go back. He wanted to retreat and go back. And she couldn't allow, once they made a rule, once we get certain for, you can't go back because they're going to know how we got here. They're going to know where we at. We can't let them know because they're going to kill us all. And we would have never heard about her great story, how she saved so many slaves, so many deals, how she has been on. And that movie to me was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even watched. Once I read the log to it and see, I'm like, I'm not watching that. It wasn't the truth. If it was the true story, what really happened, I would. But they watered it down so much. To me, it was upsetting. That's why I didn't watch it. But the moral of the story is she had to take out her family, her husband, because he wanted to take them back into slavery. He got to the point where he said, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of this. Just go back. It's easier. Fuck it. Just go back. No, we ain't going back. So you either for us or you against us. And she took his ass out. Like, nah, ain't no going back. Because if you go back, that means all these 100 people are going to get killed. And I can't allow that to happen. You see what I'm saying? So that's war. America preached war. What they did in this country was war. They came here, stole, act like they was friends, took the land from the natives, bought this, showing them out, gave them a piece of nothing, some stuff that nobody want to stay on. That's what they do. All the good sources, all the good lands, all the good. That's what they want. You see what I'm saying? And that's what it was, man. The Rockefellers came through here and flipped the game with the school systems. I think when they introduced that, it made America even lazier now because we feel like the narrative, the right way is the education way to work for someone forever. What about being a boss? You gonna spend 100,000, 300,000 on working for someone? You can spend that same money on work for yourself, but we don't want to get out that comfort zone to actually work for ourselves, be our own people. You know what I mean? Like make our own money. It's not going to be as fast, but it can happen. It's a process, but it can happen. So this morning, man, I just wanted to talk to you for a second, do a little bit actually, man, and just say, man, to my black welders, to my black people, my black natives, African Americans, it's okay to be angry at what's going on. It's okay to be angry at how life has been treating us. But be angry and sin not. Don't get bitter. Get better. Use that stuff to get us to that next level. Let's use this movement to grow. Use this movement so we can see more black businesses and more black owners and more black entrepreneurs and more black everything. Black, black, black. Let's get that thing going. Hog on. I love y'all.